All right, this is Thomas Bragg, homework week 14, Sequilize-Reverse-Engineering-Code. This app allows the user to create an account, log in, and log out securely. The app stores the user's data in a MySQL database. To begin, the user will need to clone the repository locally and then create a MySQL database named passport_demo. The user must then make certain to insert their password in the config.json file for each environment the user will be utilizing. In the CLI, the user should navigate to the local repository and install the packages by running the command npmi. After the packages finish installing and while still in the command line, the user should run the command node server.js to start the server. If successful, the user should see a message in the command line that the server is listening on port 8080. You'll just follow the URL link to begin using the app. All right. First config file is authenticated.js. If the user is logged in, the request is allowed to continue. Otherwise, the routes are restricted when logged in. The config.json file is a file outlining the various connection configurations dependent on how the app is being utilized. The passport.js file. This file details the specific strategy for user email and password. It incorporates a function for handling both correct and incorrect user email and password. As well, this file uses a serialized and deserialized method meant to maintain authentication state across HTTP requests. In the models folder, the index.js file. This file leads with a useStrict expression meant to indicate that the following code should be executed in strict mode. This requires the code to utilize all undeclared variables. The file is then handling database environment connection. The user.js file. This file is meant for added password security using bcrypt. The user's password is combined with the key, and using an algorithm, a hash value is produced. This hashing process creates a cryptographically secure password. In the public file, in the JS folder, the login.js, this file handles receiving user login and redirects the user to the members page after user validation. Members.js, this file updates the HTML after specifically determining which user is logged in via a GET request. The signup.js file. This file is meant to handle new user signup. When the signup user function is run successfully, the user is redirected to the members page. Style sheet is fairly obvious, and then the HTML right here. The public HTML pages, the login, members, and signup pages will be rendered based on the user's needs. These are meant for the user to interact with respective to each page's functionality. The routes, the API routes.js, this page contains the routing for login, sign up, logging out, and a route for getting client-side user data. The HTML routes, routes that check if the user has an account, if the user is signed in, and sends them to the members page. If a user is not signed in, if a user is not signed in and attempts to access the route, they will be redirected to the signup page. The package.json file. This file manages all package information, including all necessary dependencies. And finally, the server.js file. This file starts with the recommended NPM packages for incorporating Express and handling sessions. We set up the port on 8080 and require the models for syncing. Express is then accessed as the app variable and used to configure middleware for authentication. Lastly, we require the routes and start our server and sync our database.